What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 17, picking up from the Krat Central Station. Before we get into this episode, there are going to be a few things you want to do. So before we closed out last episode, we did talk to Belle, and we went through all of her dialogue. Now, we are going to get into her quest. This is very important, because if you have not done this, you're not going to be able to proceed with this quest line, as the NPC we need, he won't even show up. So do make sure you have that done if you have not followed along. And aside from that, resistance and cleanse, as far as just your regular resistance, regular cleanse, this is really important. You're going to be dealing with a lot of corruption and decay as you go through this area. It's quite bad, It's actually going to be worse than anything you've seen up to this point. So over here on the right hand side, that's a shortcut we're going to get. In fact, there's one there, and there's one all the way down. So we're not worried about it just yet, but just so you guys know, where these areas are. Now remember, early on when you ran into these celestials, they would just fall on you. Now they have a guy coming out, and then once you kill him, he explodes too. So just be mindful of it. It's actually just best to kind of work through here really slowly. That way, you don't have any surprises. Thank you. Alright, so like I said, that path will give you another shortcut. We'll get here in a bit. So as you go on down, we're going to go over here to the right. Don't take the ladder. Just drop right here. There's going to be one guy that pops up. We're about to drop down to the left, but make sure you have this gentleman out of the way first. Otherwise, it's just, more bullshit. So right here, we can go on over. I only have 2 cog wheels, that's why I'm not actually going to equip it. So you're going to boost your resistances. Make sure your health's ready. Very active, guys. Very aggressive. You got a bunch of bullshit coming your way. See that decay is already built up. So this area can be quite tricky. It can be quite tough. I would just honestly chill right here and wait for that. Wait for that to come back. That way we have our full time limit. Otherwise, as soon as you move on, it's going to come right back for you. You can get your quartz. Alrighty. So you're going to see 2 carts. That is where we came from last episode. Right here is where we're going to go to progress. I thought we turned to honor lamp. If not, I'd advise putting it on. It's really tricky to see down here. There's going to be 2 scorpions. There's one here and one immediately behind you. Don't let him grabbing you. It has not happened to us yet. I've been warning you guys about it the whole time. It has not happened yet, but if it does, it's not a good time. He's going to do about 70% of your health, even with our defensive parts that we have right now. Focus. Thank you. Right over here on the right is going to be your door forward. You're good for the time being, but there's going to be a guy right in here to your right. And the overhead. Oh, the timing is a little off. Yeah, there's a bunch of those little turds behind you. Oh, we got caught. We got caught. It's okay. Alright, guys. Yeah. So this, the little guys you see on the ground pretty much have the same moveset as the little babies you quite well. Pretty fucked up deal with them. You can't really see what they're doing. Just, do your best to deal with it, guys. That's all you can do at the end of the day. That's all you really can do. It's quite irritating, to say the least. Quite fucking irritating. However, that was about as rough as a run as we could have imagined, and we got through it. But, yeah, just expect to be a little irritated as you deal with it. So, going down from this point, let's see. Do we have one left? Yep. Just going to get rid of that. There's not much here, but we're going to grab it just to air go. Just run for that one. Shouldn't be much of an issue. Alright, so now that we have that caught up, we're going to be making our way on over to your first shortcut. Now this is what I said. You have the corrupted enemies getting inside the puppet. So the puppet has this regular moveset, yes, but you also have different stuff to deal with, like their tentacles. So kind of be mindful of what they do. They have like a big tongue that comes out of them. You see that? They could go for that, or they could try to hit you with the side. You don't quite know. One or the other. One or the other. Everything's pretty telegraphed all in all. So as we make it up from this point, that's going to be your first shortcut. Probably not the worst idea to rest. Just so everyone knows where we are, I guess I'll show this off. I still have 5 heals, although we have used half. We typically have 9, and then this next path, as everything else, can be a bit tricky. Let's see if we can pump up damage a bit. I know we picked up a few of these. That's a big one. Come on. Jesus. Really? Okay, well that was a waste. Here we are. So if you guys are worried about it, take the guys out. If not, we can literally just run right past them. Thank you. And once we've rested, we're going to run straight back through. And that's where you're at least this way we have refreshed all of our resources. You know, we're set up and ready. So when you get here, you got Big Boy, and you have a few drops. It's okay, we'll deal with it. We'll try to deal with it. Back up. Separate. Thank you. To find success here, you just gotta learn to separate these guys at the end of the day. You gotta learn every one of them's move sets. You know how to, get out of the way of one thing and hopefully just try to separate them. Otherwise, when they bunch up on you, I think that's when you're gonna get killed. All in all, each one of them isn't that bad on their own, if I'm being honest. So as soon as you go down the ladder, there's gonna be 2 guys right here. This guy's probably gonna catch me if I'm not careful. Yeah. I figured one would. It's okay. I was kind of expecting it. They just do so much fucking damage. Absolutely ridiculous. Thank you. And look at that. Our durability is done. Isn't that crazy? It's fucked. And we just rested. We just rested. That is because of the decay. And that's what I'm saying. So the area is honestly, it's just infuriating at times. It is. Because it's taking your weapon away. It's taking your health away. It's just piling guys on you, you're stun locked. It's just a fucking awesome time. Alright, so it's gonna raise our resistances, is what I was trying to say. Now, when you break that one, don't worry about the items, we'll get them the way back. Really. We want to try to just get around these guys and get behind the crate here. Oh, I'm out of cleanse. This is not good. This is not good. Just gonna have to heal through it, which sucks. We need our help for the upcoming fight. It's very, very, very difficult. Either way, what I would do from this point is just wait for him to come back. We're gonna kill it. That way we have, enough time to actually get out of here. Come on, bub. Oh, it's just off there. Alright, so now that that is actually out of the way, now we can just kind of run on over, get our items, try to quickly move through, and then get out. Now the problem is if you have ran through a lot of your resources there, we have a pretty damn tough fight ahead. So right here, that's where you originally started the game. That's where we walked in, you got your pulse cells, right? That means that trailer over here on the right is where we actually woke up from right at the start. So that's where we are. Obviously, everything's different. This is Big Scorpion, bro. Big Scorpion, bro, is armor. If you try to hit his legs, a lot of times your weapon will bounce off. You can still get a hit up here and there. He is pretty fucking weak to fire, as you see. So use whatever we can to, do our aid here, guys. There it is. There it is. If you notice, our weapon kind of bounced off. That's kind of what I was saying, Completely fucking armored. His timing's a little odd too. You can attack him from behind or ahead, and that's his weak spot, his head or his tail. Kind of like his butt, honestly. Either way, taking him out, got you a really nice ring we're gonna use. It's gonna increase the damage you do against humans. So it's Murderer Puppets Amulet. Special resistance amp, you'll go over here to the right. That's where you picked your starting class. Then over here is where you woke up from. And he just tanks through whatever he wants. Run, jump, smack him in the face with a great sword. Doesn't matter, apparently. So like I said, right here's where you originally woke up. We've actually started the game. A little bit of lore right here. I have perfected the greatest puppets. Now that child again. So this is where, you know, Geppetto created P, essentially. Alright, now once we have all this caught up, there's going to be nowhere else to go. Well, nowhere else to go up front. What we got to do is go to this back left-hand corner. And that's going to take you on up to your next shortcut. As soon as you get up here, there's nothing over here on your left-hand side. So what we're going to do is ignore the stairs for now. When we come back through, we'll be, you know, heading on down. We only have 4 heals, right? We do have enough for a level. We want to go grab that and, you know, rest up, get our health back. This one's a much more convenient spot, though. As soon as we go out, we make a left, there's a stargazer. Like I said, much easier. Now, we do need to start getting our capacity back up, which sucks. I'm trying to work this health. So right now, we're getting 4 in damage, which is nice. But if you were to put on the right defensive part, that's why we're taking so much damage. Puts us, well, not slightly, oh, our liner. We never put on our liner. But slightly heavy. Barely, 61%. If I was to get rid of a ring, we'd be in bad shape. Now, with the best piece there, yeah, that's obviously the best one. That's still out doing everything else, so it's good. It's just, you know, kind of heavy. And that liner's quite nice. But like I said, we are slightly heavy. So if you're trying to keep getting the defensive parts as they come, we are going to have to, absolutely have to get that capacity up. Like I said, I think slightly heavy is fine, but it would be better to not have that. I don't know. I think just to have better defensive parts and not go crazy in capacity, we might as well just stay with slightly heavy. But if you guys are worried about it, we will try to get back into capacity, but our damage is only 26. I want to hit that to 40. Once we do, you know, maybe we'll just work on base stats for the rest of the game, and then on New Game Plus, we'll get back into our stats. Because I'm going on a quality build for the DLC, so that means I have a lot of levels to put in Technique. It's at 5. That's what I'm doing with New Game Plus. Either way, and that's why I said, just to kind of talk about this for a second, I said for the walkthrough, it takes 2 playthroughs to get a platinum. I think it's best to finish one thing before we get into the other. However, 2 playthroughs is, you know, going to set us up really nicely for the DLC. That's more materials to upgrade weapons we're going to find, more Legion calipers to upgrade arms we're going to find. You won't have to worry so much about the Legion plugs, but we're going to need Legion calipers. We're going to need Dark Moon Moonstone of the Covenant. We're going to need Full Moon Moonstone of the Covenant. Plenty of quartz and, you know, stuff like that. So I do recommend 2 playthroughs before the DLC. The second run is going to take us like 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. We can quickly run through everything, get the rest of your trophies, get the rest of your items, make sure we actually do have all weapons. You know, just get it set up really nice so you guys can do whatever you want for the walkthrough. That's what we recommend. Either way, this is Belle's friend here. Once you go through his dialogue, what's going to happen is he is pretty much going to beg you not to tell Belle what became of him, because he obviously got inflicted with the petrification disease. So he wants us to tell her that he died in battle. So you have a choice. You could lie or tell the truth. Everything has, you know, different rewards. So we'll cover that here shortly. This is the path forward. We do not want to take this yet. We want to go do something really irritating, which is right over here. So as soon as you go into the left-hand side, we have one item there. Now all those little guys, as they were like kind of reminiscent to like little baby puppets. These guys are crawling around. You're gonna get utterly fucking surrounded and locked down. This is where I struggle not to rage, if I'm being honest, because you can't get a fucking hit off. You can't get a hit off. Fix that. But they do quite well at stun locking you, and you're utterly fucking helpless. Where'd you go? We may have hit the other one accidentally. But yeah, it's really infuriating. You're, like I said, you're stun locked. You're fucking helpless at times. So, quite annoying. Just do your best with it. Yeah, he just kind of keeps going and going and going. You get 3 or 4 of these guys together, you're not gonna enjoy it. You know, you're not gonna enjoy it much at all. It's not fun. So just use the weapon art back up, line it up like we did, and try to take them all out best as you can. Just deal with it, right? Just deal with it. We don't have a choice. So either way, over here you got a little bit of lore if you guys want to take that in. Now we're gonna go get into a fight with a human. Now there's a little bit of content on the way, but not much. This next fight, just get another human. They're really active. They're hard to get charge heavies on. Do your best. We're kind of at that point now where all you can do is your best, right? There's gonna be a few scorpion guys coming for you. Take him. Watch your dodge times. Alrighty. And we're going to stick to the right side of the room. We can grab that. And this is going to drop you right back down where we were. Now we can just push forward. And go the complete wrong way. Like I said, you just kind of drop down. That happens to me all the time. I couldn't remember if it was the stairs or the room. Not a big deal. Just going to buff up. Like I said, this enemy's pretty annoying. It's a human. They always are. If you guys want, you could go on over here. I guess we can get rid of weight and go for Puppet's Destroyer. Murder's Puppet, sorry.
Hand over all you've got.
Thing is, it's just hard to actually get a hit off. And she can throw like little daggers at you too. Window.
You ought to give to the needy.
Yeah, just unlock you. Break your stance. You're gonna break your stamina. You can't really defend yourself. Just working her down over time, guys. Just working her down over time. Oh, you cheap bitch.
In a city where everything is upside down, the strong rule, not the wise.
I should stick with it. Oh, I don't have no more. That's okay. Seal. Oh yeah, I just said that. Thank you. So, annoying. Stick with it. We'll get it.
That's not so wrong.
You wanting a full belly? No, that's not so wrong. You attacking me, that's what got your dumbass killed. You know what I mean? You didn't have to attack us. That's on you. Don't feel bad for you at all. 2, overhead, 3. Alrighty. So we have pretty much for the most part made it through this area. Really just worked into your next stargazer at this point. A few things going on. She's always a tough fight, you guys might recall. Fought her at the Grand Exhibition, right? But when you go through, you're already lined up for a backstab, so it's not that bad. Get ready. Where you at? I think it's right around the corner. Yep. Stop the explosives. They don't do any damage, but they knock you back. It might do a little bit. So I said before, that just cuts the wait time down on gold fruit. If you guys want to inject those into the gold point tree. Yeah, it's nice to have if you're trying to respec and you've been respecing back to back to back to back. Right? Because look at us. We're running around with 32. Only costs 4 for a respec. As I said, if you really know what you want to do, you're not constantly respecing, and you're just sticking with one weapon, you'll have the upgrades to get it. Sticking with the build, it's the best way to go. You want to just stick by your choices. Was this the bathroom that you went into at the start of the game where that guy was in the corner? Well, now he's going to be good. you. Here we find more of those by now with only 2 chapters left. And that's not even the later upgrades for boss weapons. That's like the early upgrades. And you're just still just finding them and barely finding them. And that's what I told you guys. Stick with your choices or you are going to regret it. So over here, that's going to bring on out to your next area. Right here is going to be a Trinity door. Right down there, which we'll have to come back for. The only thing really to do, grab your checkpoint. Alrighty, let's see here. So these are going to start being worth a lot more as you go through. They're still getting 4 points of damage, scaling's still good. Alright guys, I'm going to look at my notes here because... Yeah, alright. We're going to push to our next Stargazer to help get set up for next episode, but technically this is, you know, the next area. So that being said, there's just a better starting point, and we're only 20 minutes in, so we definitely have the time. So the next area is like this little, this is really what I'm trying to say, this is like a transitional zone, just a small area that's going to lead us to where we're trying to go. So that's what I said, let's try to at least get up to our next area. There's not much here. Let's go and heal. You got big shark bro over there. So I'm going to do this how we did at the start. We're going to start from the left, and we're just going to loop around, get all the items. It's the best way to do it. For the most part, it's the same. It's just different enemies, different items. You know, for the most part. This guy kind of sucks. Even when you break his stance, they'll just... It's kind of like with that last main... Who was it? When you met Simon Manus and fought the big guy, when you staggered him, he still did like a last-ditch effort. That's what's happening here. So it's a multi-deflect, get ready for it. I was not. I got caught. But if you are, it's really not that bad. You can block through it too. This is a new weapon, Mjolnir. This is a big-ass great hammer. Not my favorite. Some people like it. I think it's just straight up physical too. It says coil, but it's physical. The other one, coil, does electric, but I think it's just straight up physical. Yeah, just straight up physical, B scaling technique, not bad. I'm sorry, B scaling motivity. Got it? Now you like being some dick. Now there's a few enemies that's gonna build up disruption. In fact, the whole next area is all about disruption. So just like before, if that fills up, you're dead. You know, it doesn't matter what your health is. So with that being said, you guys might want to switch up your cleanse. Not that it matters because we're out of our other stuff anyways, but we'll put on special cleanse there, or special resistance, and then special cleanse. There's not many enemies this episode that'll do it, but there are a few. Like I said, we're going to need some next episode anyways. Where's my ocean, dickhead? This guy's always tough, you guys know that. He's always angry. Thank you. Now he's worth like 300 more ergo than he was before. It's, you know, giving you 1,200 a pop. If you guys really want to farm, you can go kill that guy like 15 times per level. So I don't really recommend farming. For one, like I said before, I do believe it takes away from experience, but other than that, it's just fucking tedious, you know? It's really tedious. You gotta keep killing the same enemies over and over and over. I'm good. I'll just stick with the levels we get, you know? But that's up to you guys. The choice is there. That's the enemies you want to look for, though. The ones that are worth the most. Thank you. Let's see if we can just... put her ass down. Now, these enemies here have disruption, just so you guys know. Right up here. Now, if you can pull them over towards you, you might be okay, but just being near them is building that up. You see that? Just being near them, that's all it takes. It's typically 2. Oh, I'm like 2. Typically 2 of you. Alright, so that should catch us up to here. Now moving forward, I think there's like one, you know, really big, beefy enemy. But we are, you know, we're really close to your next area. You. Thank you. This guy right down here banging on the door. I think there's another little enemy that may get involved. But he's like past this guy, right? Yeah, he's passed around the corner. Dig with it. How are you not staggered? Still not staggered. 4 charged heavies with fire. And a weapon arc, right? And a weapon arc. Alright, so like I said, there's one more small enemy, like right back here. And that's really it. Thank you. Not much of a challenge whatsoever. Now, moving forward from this point, this is actually really important. So here's your Stargazer, but there's another traveling merchant here. This guy's got some pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. But you might want to grab a level. I wouldn't. Not yet. I guess we could show it off next episode, but you guys, I want to give you a heads up because you might need to farm up, you know,
I don't suppose
or
it's
go to
alright.
buy
Even
his
if
stuff. So going on down, for one, shovel, 3,500. Got to have all weapons, right? This is important. Aside from that, Legion caliber, really nice to have. Your booster, but these defensive parts are the best. You know, best for corrosion, electric, and fire. I'd pick all of it up. If you notice, there's a lot of shit to buy here. A lot of shit to buy. So I might just go ahead and wipe myself out. I want to get all of it. Like I said, levels are going to come. I'm never really concerned about that. Might not get as high level as I'd like, but still, these are really, really good items. So that's coming, that's coming, that's coming. So always set up as best as we can be. Really, I'm like 5 short. And everything else is just consumables. But these are really good to have because that's going to keep you alive. Like I said, the best of the best for the most part, at least. You got to have that for trophies, and then obviously we do want to, have our upgrades. So either way, guys, with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap on up. Now we have to get back into Bell's Quest. We'll, do that next episode because we're at our time. So either way, with that, we'll wrap up here. As mentioned, we'll get into Bell's Quest at the start of next episode. Then we'll be pushing through the rest of the chapter. So y'all stay tuned. We'll catch you back here shortly.